Hi everyone. So in today's session, we are going to talk a lot about designing of report, how you format the visuals, and also we'll be looking at a different some enhancing features that you can add towards your reports. So let's get started. So in Power BI, it has a variety of visuals that you can use to report on the data in your data model. So, visual allows you to present the important information and insights that you discovered in the data in a compelling and in an insightful way. The report consumers rely on this visualization as a gateway to the underlying data. So in Power BI Desktop, each visual is represented by the icon in the visualization pane. Okay, so in earlier session, we have discussed about the basic and the advanced visualization. And in that, we have discussed a lot of the visuals that is being present over here. So whenever uh, the types of visuals, like here, as you can see here, available is like different charts, some maps, cards, tables, matrix, and lots of others also. So whenever you start making your report, you have to start by selecting the fields, right? So these are the tables, and if I expand this, under that, you will be having all related fields of that particular table. So, uh, what are the different visual considerations? So, very first thing is that you have to see the type. You might want to use a combination of visuals in your reports. Like you will like to add some cards, right? You will add some charts, you will add some slicers, and so on. So, it is important to use the right number of visuals on a page and then size and position those visual in the best way, right? So always remember, whenever you are starting with the designing of any report, if you want any kind of background or theme, so first thing is that first you select your theme, right? So under the insert option, um, sorry, in the view, you get an option of the different themes, right? That is the first part. You first select a theme, because what happens, first you select a visual and then you add the theme. So sometimes happen this colors get camouflage with it. So that's the reason. First thing is that if you want to add any kind of background or theme, add first. After that you start bringing your visual on the canvas. Okay, so right now I haven't added any theme. I have just kept that as a default over here. Next thing is the number, right? So we are talking about the visual consideration. So we talk about the type. You might use any combination of visuals, right? Here, as you can see over in this a very small report, the number of visuals I have added over here, right? I'm having a slicer. I'm having some cards. I'm having some bars. I'm having a pie, and I'm having over here the tree, right? So there are lots of visuals I have added to this report. So basically this reports gives you the sales overview, right? And about how much sales that particular region is making, and through the different categories I have tried to show that. So next consideration for the visual is the number. Consider the number of visuals, including the slicers that you want to use on each report page. It's best to limit the number of visuals you can use on a page, right? It's not possible for you to show everything on a single page. That's the reason, right? We create a multiple pages to show the insight that you want to show about your data. So more visual might have the opposite effect to what you are trying to achieve. Rather than using multiple visuals, you can provide information in other ways, like you can add some drill through pages and report page tooltips, so that it will give you the more insight about your data. Right now, I haven't added anything. So in a while, I will be showing how to add a drill through pages and all those stuff. Next thing that you need to consider about your visual is position. As you add a visualization, move those visual to a specific location on the page and make them bigger or smaller for a more effective display. It is best practice to place the most important visual in the top left corner of your report, or as your report user will most likely read from left to right and top to bottom. So that's the reason whenever you are having a slicers or you are having a cards, you have to place them on the iFold side. Place it on a left side, place it on a top side or on the right side. Okay, iFold side, not in the middle or adding between those visuals. Okay, so that's the one point that you need to consider. Second thing is the size. Power BI determines the size of that visual by default, but you can resize visuals to present the information it displays in the most optimal way. Okay, so use those size. Then interaction. The visuals that you add to your reports will interact with each other. Okay, so all these visuals are going to interact with each other. Just hold on. Yeah, so as I was talking about the interaction, the visuals that you add to your report will interact with each other. Suppose if I click on any of the data point, you can see it did make change over here, right? So you have to see and check the interaction. If you want to make changes to it, so select that particular visual and under the format section, you have an option of edit interaction, right? So you can click on that. So if you don't want the other visuals to get changed when you are clicking on that data point, so according to that, you will click over here, none. So suppose if I don't want this to get changed, we have clicked over here. Let's see. So now if I go, yeah, so it's not going to change over here because I haven't added that one. Okay, let me change and over here. It's getting stuck somewhere. Okay, let me select this one time. Under the format section, okay, you have the highlight and none and the filter. Okay, so I'm okay, so it's selecting this. Yes, so it's not getting selected over here. Right. So according to that, you have to select the interactivity. So for that, you have to select any of the visual and under the format section, you have the option on your toolbar that is this edit attraction. Okay, so I'm just undoing all the stuff like this. Next is the hierarchies. So consider how hierarchies will affect how the data displays in the visual and the navigation experience of your report user. You can also determine the hierarchical path of the visual. So you have a full control over what level of detail can be accessed. So right now I don't have that kind of data. So that is something that we need to consider. Then, as I told you in Power BI visuals, we have some very attractive charts and graphic that you can use to revitalize your data. Visuals allow you to share the data insight more effectively, and it increases the comprehension, retention, and appeal. So, visuals are the fundamental part of your report because they help your report audience to connect and interact with the information that you make informed decisions quickly. So, after you have loaded and model your organization data that we have already done in previous exercises, right? We have brought the data into the desktop in a Power BI. We have gone to the cleaning and transformation. You have done data modeling. You have added some DAX calculation on top of it. And after that, you are shifting your focus towards the report. So once it is done, then you will be ready to start your creating your reports, right? So you will use a report editor in Power BI desktop to add some suitable visuals to your report on your canvas. And then you will start customizing those visuals to meet your organizational requirements. Then it is very important for you to choose an effective visualization to ensure that you display the data in the best way possible, right? We always are very comfortable by using a table form, right? But you can't use table in every to show your in all your data, right? So that's the reason Power BI has over 30 visuals, 30 plus. So electing the right visual is critical in telling a compelling story with data and helping users to quickly gain insights from that report. So when you select a field that you want to display in visualization, you can experiment with all the different visualization types to find the one that best suits your need, right? In our basic visualization, I have just taken only one example, and you have seen how this visuals are we have experimented with a different visual, and you can see which, from that you can just see which one best suits for your need. So if you can't find a visual that meet your need, then you can download other visuals from Microsoft App Source, or you can import your own custom visuals, right? So under this three dots, you can, under the this get more visuals, you can bring the visuals from App Source. But for that, you need to make a subscription or it's some kind of payment, or you and all those stuff. But this is something, it's sufficient for your analysis, for the insights. So we have talked lots of about the out of box visuals that we have table and matrix, we have a series of bars, lines, ribbon charts, some waterfall, we have seen some AI visuals, right? So now let's move towards our format and configuration. So when I started with an example or explaining of the basic visualization, I told you, whenever you add any visual, be in the habit of formatting and configuring it, right? So let's get started. Okay, so here I have just designed a very small report. It's not that much, it's a very basic one. Okay, so very first thing I have added is a slicer. So let me show you how I have configured and format that. So I'm clicking on my slicer. Okay, so once you click on slicer, you can see a square is coming up over here. It is highlighting that my slicer has been selected. Okay, and below that, under the field, I have added a region because I have added a region slicer. Okay, and then go to your formatting part, format your visual pane. Under that, you have two tabs, visual and general. So under the visual, under the slicer setting, expand that. And over here under the style, I have selected the vertical list. If I go towards my drop down, I have a vertical list, I have a tile, and I have a drop down. I'm getting a three option. So if I select the tile, you can see it will show you in the tiles form. So I didn't want that for my this report. Even you can go for the drop down. It's also good. Okay, so if I just go and select, then you will be getting the drop down. It is equally good if you want a small space, right? But right now I have selected the vertical. Okay, this is something I have done. Then under the selection, you have also got three options: single select, multiple select, and show select all. So I wanted to see select all option because once I click that, it will select all the regions quickly. So that's the reason I have kept on. Even I have selected the multi-select thing. So according to your requirement, you can go for that. Then under the slicer heading settings, I'm having a slicer header. So I'm given the slicer heading as a region. Okay, if you want, you can just increase the font like this. If you want to make it bold, you can make it bold, or you can just keep as it is, right? And font color also you can go and give that. Then if you want any kind of border background, you can do those things. And under the values, like this is the values. Right now I have just did the changes into the title. Now these are the values. So under the values section also, you can just go ahead and change the font and increase the size of it and colors and all those stuff. If you want to give any background or border to that, you can do that. Then under the general section, I have kept that title off. Under the effects, I have made turn on the background on, and under the color, right, I have selected this yellow color with a 55% of transparency. So according to that, say don't make a colorful dashboard. Make it very, very neat, clean, and not too flashy so that it get camouflaged with the other, bars and all those stuff. So you have to keep your dashboard simple, clean, and it should give you the meaningful insight. So this is how you do the formatting, right? For every visuals, there are different format sections. Like if I go to my card, okay, over here, so now you can see this has been changed. So in Power BI, it gives you a variety of options for customizing how your selected visualization look, such as colors, format of the text that they contain. You should take time to explore the options to determine what impact they can have each on a visual. So here we are having just a common formatting options available, right? You have a title, you can add a title to the visual. The aim of the title is to clearly describe what data is being presented in the visual, right? Then you can go for the background, set any color or image as a background for the visual. It is best to keep a white background so the presented data can be clearly seen. Then you can set up a border, right? You can go ahead under the visuals also, and under over here you can select under the effect, you will get the borders and backgrounds, all those stuff. So set up border around the visual to isolate the visual from other elements on the canvas. So maintain a gap between this, the proximity of the other visuals, right? And so that they don't get overlap with each other. Then under the general sections, like if this section is available when you are selecting any particular visual, then you will be able to set the precise size, place of your visual on your canvas. It can also be useful to ensure that you have aligned specific visuals consistently. Then you have some, data colors. So you can set the colors that you want to use for your data. Suppose if I go over here under my rituals. Yeah. So under this columns, you are having this color section, right? I have selected the column chart that is showing sales by category over here. And over here, I have the blue color. If you don't want that, if you want to make any change to this, then I can go for this, right? Or you can select any other of the color. So according to that, you can, go ahead and check the colors like this. You can use different colors for different fields, but always try to be consistent when it comes to selecting those color. it is best to use the same color scheme throughout the report. Because what happened, in one of my consulting project, they will, the client side gives you all the themes and colors that they want to see. Right now, we are like just using any of the colors. But most of the time, under the, when we have gathering sections, so they do describe what kind of colors and all those stuff. So you have to keep that on mind. Then there is the data labels. Let me just go. Right? We have a data labels. You can change the font size and colors of all the labels in the visual. Try to use the solid colors, so that the labels are clearly seen. Now, if I select my pie chart over here, right, and I'm having the details label over here, and right now it's showing outside. If you want it inside, right, you can do that, but it's not looking that much good. So just select that accordingly so that it's visible for you. And also, if you want to add a tooltips, right, you can do that. So over here, under this, you have a tooltips option. Now, if I hover over here, okay, so right now it's showing me the category of bike, and I'm getting a category of sales. So if I also want to see the quantity, right? So what I will do, I will add that on my tooltip. And now you can see the quantity also over here. So this is how you can work with a tooltip. So you can add a customized tooltip that appears when you hover over the visual. And tooltip is a great feature because it provides more contextual information and detail to data points on a visual. Next, also, if you go over here and under this section, you will have some, sorting of axis, right? If you want, right now it is sorting descending. If you go for ascending, it can be done over here. So you have some sorting options available. Next step that I want to discuss is about the conditional formatting. Okay, before that, let's explain the drill through function also, right? So, yes, so now you can see, like, if I just take an example of sales by category, and if I hover over here, it's showing me only the category of buys and its sales. What if I just want to see its quantity? I want to see its unit price. I want to see the region and all different, like more detail. So it's not possible to add each and everything in a single report. That's the reason what we do is we add the drill through page. Okay, so it will directly take you to that drill through page. So how we are going to do that? So for that, I'm just clicking on my new page, and over here, I will rename this as category details. Okay, this is the name of the page I have given. And over here, I will be taking simple matrix. Okay, I'm dragging you. You have an option to drag the visual. I'm just adding over here like this. And I will start filling the, adding those details of that. So I want, so under my this page, I'm having a category. Okay, and I want to see the sales of it. I even want to see the quantity. I also want to see the unit price. Okay, I'm just taking a normal table over here. I want to see the unit price also. And I want to see. Okay, this much is good. Okay, so I'm having a category. Yeah, and I'm having a sum of sales, I'm having a sum of quantity, and I'm having a unit price. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and format this table. So let me go to my format my visual, and first I will go towards the values. Okay, and let me increase the font of it. And just, I just want to drag this. Hold on. And let me add this. Yeah. And yes, we were formatting. So I have just increased, and I want the column headers to be increased so that's clearly visible to us. And so I don't want to see the totals. So I have removed those things. And see under the style preset, right now it's showing me the default one. And if you want none, it will just give you the none thing. Then if you want to format it to minimal, you can, go ahead and do like this. Then I will add the product. Go. Okay, you can go for the bold header. So there are lots of style preset option, and according to that, you can, keep that as it is. So right now I'm just keeping it default, and I'm going for my column header. Okay, I've just made it bold, right? And then under, okay, so I'm not making any changes over here. Okay, so I have just added a category details. So I'm having a category, I'm having a sales. So I will just go ahead. I don't want that sum of sales or sum of quantity to be shown like this. So I'm just removing those things. Okay, like this. All right, so now we are going for the conditional formatting. Okay, so I have to add a drill through page. Right now I have added one page and I will make it as a drill through page. So when you will go towards your main overview page, it will directly land you to this page. Okay, so how you are going to do that? So for that, I will be using a drill through function in a while. Okay, so let's talk about the conditional formatting. So in Power BI Desktop, it allows you to specify or customize cell colors, including the color gradients based on field values or represented by the values with the data bars or KPI icons or some other link. So you might want to use a conditional formatting to highlight or differentiate the data that is displayed in your visual. This will allow you and other user to see the key data inside at a glance. Okay, so let's go. Let's set up the conditional formatting for my sales figure. So this is my sales figure over here. So I will go ahead and I will click on the drop down. And over here, under the conditional formatting, you are getting like 5 options: background color, font color, data bars, icon, and web URL. So I'm going for the background color. Okay. I have selected the background. So this kind of pop-up is going to come over here. So conditional formatting is, available when, and you can use it into visuals in table and matrix. So where it is possible to set different conditions on column, you can apply the conditional formatting to any of the text or the data field, but the formatting needs to be based on the field that has some numeric or color name or hex code or web URL values. So the in Power BI, conditioning function will automatically detect the highest and the lowest number in each column, and it will apply the background coloring according to those values. So once I selected that, right, for the lowest, I have selected a very normal color, okay, the very lightest shade. And for the highest value, I have selected the very, suppose this dark color, like this. Okay, so let me go ahead and click on OK. And, let me see. Yeah, so now you can see the variations in the colors. So whenever there is a dark shade, it's showing that the sales is high and low for the other one. Okay, so you can just go ahead and check those things. And if you want to remove the conditional formatting that you set, you can select the values tab on the visualization. Okay, same thing. And over here, you will get the option of remove the conditional formatting. So it will get removed. So this is how you can, add the color conditional formatting when you are representing any type of tables or I can say the matrix table. Next up, we were talking about the drill through. Okay, so I have just added a category details. Now, if I quickly go towards my sales overview page, okay, this was my page. And if I hover over here, it's giving me the category of buy. And if I click on that particular, right now it's not giving me any of the option of drill through. Okay, so let me go towards my category details page. This is my page that I have designed. And over here, first let me select this visual. And under this, once I selected that, under this, you will getting, if you scroll down, you are getting this drill through. So here you have an option of adding a drill through field over here. So I want to add a category, and I suppose I just want to okay, I'm not adding any filters over here. So see, once I have added that category field into that drill through page, you will notice this icon, that back icon is showing up over here. So let me increase a little font of it and I will just, no. So now it is going to directly take me to that page. Okay, so I have clicked on that and it is now directly taking me to that sales overview page. Okay, so I've added the page. Now, if I go towards the sales by category, and now if I right click over here, now you can see I'm getting an option of drill through and drill through to category details. So now if I click over here, it will directly take me to that page. So this is how you can directly go towards, and if you want more detail of that particular visual, you will get over here. So according to that, you will create your category details page. So this is how you create the drill through functions. Okay, like this. So this was all about how to add a drill through functions. And next thing that I want to discuss is about the syncing. Okay, we have added, you have seen the navigation, right? So you can see report navigation is the one way in which your report users can move from one page in your report to the next, because you have created a report, you know where to start from. But when you give access to your end users, they can just start from any of the visuals. So that's important. You need to wherever there is the slicers, you need to sync those slicers. So now what I'm going to do is I will just copy this visual, this slicer. Okay. And I'm copying this visual, and under this my bar chart, I will paste this visual over here. Okay. So as soon as I do that, it's giving me this pop-up of sync slicer. Okay. So right now I'm just canceling this. Okay. So to sync the slicers, you have under the view tab, you have the option of syncing the slicers. Now I want to sync the slicers from both this page, from one and this bar chart page. So if I will select Canada over here, okay, I'm just deselecting everything and I'm selecting only Canada. And I will now go towards my that bar chart page. And now you can see here the slicer is still the same. So I want whenever you use any slicer, it should change the slicer of the other pages also. Right. That is the reason we are syncing the slicer. So how we are going to do that? Right. So now if I go, I have selected my slicer and let me go towards my sync slicer page. And over here you can see where are the slicer in sales overview and under the bar chart. So over here in front of this checked box, you have this box and you have to check on it. Okay, I have done that. Now, if I go towards my bar chart, you can just see. So the Canada is getting. And if I make change over here, if I select the France or I select all, let's see if it is making changes towards the sales overview. Yes, it is. Because this is for the end for your end user, because they don't know the sequence of your report. So they may land directly on the bar chart page and they will start using the slicers and start getting the insight of it. So that's the reason you have to go ahead and sync the slicer. This is one of the options to interact your pages. Then you can add some buttons. You can have some bookmarks or selections. Okay, so now let's talk about the buttons and the bookmarks. Okay, so basically, what is bookmark? It captures the current configured view of your report page, so you can quickly return to that view later. Okay, so if it is this view, I will bookmark this view, and when I return, it should give me that view itself. So you can use the bookmarks for different region. For example, you can use them to keep track of your own progress when you are creating a reports. You can also use them to build a PowerPoint like presentations that goes through the bookmarks in order, thereby telling a story with your book with your report. So when you add a bookmark, you will have a different add a different elements that are saved with that bookmarks like current page, filter, slicer, sort, order, location. So let's see. Let's start with the bookmarks. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is I will select this visual. Okay, now this is my bar chart. I am copying this visual and I am pasting it over here. Okay, so I'm having a two, right? This is the first one and this is the second one that I have just added. So what I'm doing is I am just overlapping it and I'm changing it to column chart. So in this visual, I'm having my sales bar chart also. I'm also having a column chart and I am overlapping. I'm placing it on top of each other. Okay, this is done. Now let me go ahead and select the bookmarks from the view tab and I will also select the selection tab. So selection tabs, this tab basically allows you to determine what items in the report are visible and what items are hidden. Selections are used alongside this bookmarks and the buttons. Okay, so you're having a layer order and you also have a tab order. If I talk about a layer order, it reflects the layer ordering on the canvas. The first listed visual is on the topmost. So it will show that layers, okay, over here. If you go for the tabs, it helps keyboard user navigate your report in order that matches the way users visually process the report visual. So these are something, okay. So now over here, I will hide this, okay. So once I have hidden, so column chart is got hidden. So now I am going to my bookmark section and over here, I will rename it as bar chart on. Okay, like this. And I will update this. Similarly, I will unhide that and I will hide this one. And over here, I will add the column chart on. Okay. And I will update this. So now I have bookmarked those pages. Okay, now I will be going and adding the buttons. So let me go towards my insert and under those elements, I have a button and I want a blank button. So it's coming up over here. I will bring it down. I will increase the size of it. Okay, so under the style section, I will turn on the text and over here I will write bar chart on. Okay, and I will go ahead and make it bold. And under the action, okay, I will just turn on the action page. And what kind of action I want? I want the bookmark action. And which bookmark I want to get on? That is bar chart on. And under the general section, I will go ahead and turn on the background. And let me select the same color for this with, some 55% of this transparency. Okay. So I have created one button. Now I also want the another button. So what I'm going to do is, okay, let me go over here Let me just select any other colors, okay, instead of this, something light shade. All right. Now, instead of, again going and selecting the buttons, what you can do, you can Control C, and I will just copy and paste over here like this, placed beside this. And under the style section, I will just change the name. Okay, I have just copied that. You don't need to format each and everything all the time. Okay, once you have format, you can copy paste those things. And under this action page, now instead of bar chart on, I will be selecting this one. All right. Now, right now it's showing me the column chart that is on. Now, if I go ahead and click on this button, so it will show me the bar chart. If I want to see the column chart, you can see. So in this way, you can make your report more interactive. Right? You can sync slicers, you can add a drill through pages, you can bookmark, use a bookmark, you can create a buttons, you can create a navigation page. So in this way, you will be working on. You will be enhancing your this reports. And one more thing, that I want to discuss is that, see, we have seen a basic report. Okay, you have seen formatting. You now know how to add a drill through function. You know how to sync slicer. You know how to, uh, um, do the conditional formatting. And now you also know how to add buttons and bookmark the pages. Okay, next thing that I want to, there is one more thing that I want to discuss over here is about the tuning of your report, or I can say the report performance. So when you have finished creating your reports, the performance of that reports depends on how quickly the data can load on the report page. You should test your report in a Power BI report server to see how it works from a user's perspective. If you experience any issue, or if the report users have reported any kind of issues, you need to investigate the cause of those issues and take measures to tune the report for more optimized performance. Right? To analyze the performance, to investigate the cause of issue, your first step is to perform the and use the performance analyzer tool. Right? So under your view tab, you have this performance analyzer tool within your Power BI desktop. This performance analyzer allows you to discover how each of your report elements, such as visuals, DAX formulas, are performing. So performance analyzer provides you with the logs that measures in time duration how each of your report elements perform when user interact with them. By examining the duration in the log, you can identify which element of the report are the most or least resource intensive. You can find where the bottleneck exists, where is the good starting point for making changes. So before you run performance analyzer, ensure that you clear the visual cache and data engine cache. And when it is done, then you can start performing. So let me go. So I am going and clicking on my performance analyzer page. Okay, I'm just, yeah, and over here, I can start recording. So once you click on start recording, start interacting with your, slicers, your visuals, and we are going to see how much time it's taking for rendering on the screen and all those stuff. Okay, so let me go towards. I have started recording. Now I'm going to my slicer. I'm deselecting the slicer. I'm selecting Australia. I'm going for my category. I want to see the components and how it's changing and what is the top sales product according to the Australia region. You will get that. Go over here, click on your touring bike, filter on it. You can see the different KPIs, right? Go towards your bar chart and you can see the bar chart on, or you can make it off, select all, right? So once you have to, just go ahead and click on all those things, and ultimately you can see how much time it is taking and all those stuff, right? This is how it's showing me. Once it is done, once you have done interacting, you have to stop that. So performance results of each item in the report will display in the milliseconds, right? This is one. And you can just go ahead and expand if you want to. Right now I don't have any DAX over here, but if you have any DAX, you can just go ahead, click on the, and you can see how much time it is, the slicer has been taken, or the sales category has taken, and all those stuff. So the result of your analysis will identify if it is taking more time, then you will have to work on, your visual. You have to minimize the visuals on your report, or you have to make the change into the DAX query. If you have written a very long query, then you have to make changes accordingly to optimize the performance, right? Reduce the number of fields, reduce the number of visuals. If you find that visuals are not causing any performance, you should assess the DAX. So there are lots of options that can be used over here. So this is how you work with your performance analyzer. So I hope now everyone has understood about reporting, about its formatting and configuration, and all how you can add more enhanced or interactive features to it. So there are lots of things to explore. So be in the habit of formatting the visuals, make your reports interactive. So thank you, everyone.